What's up, everybody? It's me, Jum Jumington, former CEO of Jumington Dynamics, broadcasting live from the Jumington Dynamics Auxiliary Hazardous Material Source Facility somewhere in the world. What's going on, everybody? Microphone's a little bit off there. What's happening? Where's my mouse? What's up, Flash? What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Jen? What's up, Dum Drum? What's up, Silas? So I actually played their second adventure game instead of watching other people. What adventure game? What game did you play? Battle Network and Star Force. Oh, I'm so far away from those games, man. I'm so far. I haven't even like dug into all the way into the X series. And even if nothing else, you know, I'll probably play the Legends games before those. So it's gonna be a while. Let's get the SNES on here. Plus, there's a lot of Battle Network. Carnival got it on Steam sale. Ooh. Started playing and finishing it tonight. Very nice. I have avoided the Steam sale. Just I have such a huge library already, but I've already gotten a couple recommendations for like $2 or $3 games, and I'm like, maybe I can. Since Darkfall was a Steam game and I finished that, maybe as a treat I can replace it with 4 other games. Is the kind of logic that will keep me in games forever. Library small, not you yet. Yeah, don't become me. Don't become me with like 1,000 games in the backlog at all times. That number never goes down either, it only goes up. It doesn't matter how many games I play, I'll always be able to purchase games faster than I play them. It's a terrible problem. It's incredibly wasteful too, because it's not like I can resell these digital games. So it's not even like I can leave something behind when I'm gone. They're just dust. I haven't played the ones I bought last months and years before that. At first it was like a lot of these games are games I didn't specifically seek out. They were just in a bundle I got from Humble Bundle. And I played the couple of games that I wanted out of that bundle. But then it quickly grew out of hand from that. Too many adventure games. I know. I mean, it's like... It's good, but it's also terrible because it just means that piles just can keep growing. But I keep seeing more and more adventure games coming out. I'm like, oh, I haven't played all the old ones yet. And I have all these new ones too. No, I gotta look up another one. I don't think I had this one on my list. Like the sinister looking jester. Library Harvester first or will jump? I don't know. I don't know if I have that one on the list this year or not. You may beat me to it. I can't hold that up too much, because otherwise I spend a lot of time looking at like what other people are streaming and like, oh, I was gonna play that, it's too late now. I'm like, no, it's not. I can still go back. Harvester? I haven't played Harvester. Not yet. Sure you're not thinking of, you're probably thinking of Phantasmophobia or Phantasmophobia 2, but I haven't played Harvester yet. Believe it or not, there's more than one FMV horror adventure game. Weirdly. Yeah, different games. Similar vibe, but different. I don't know what Harvester came on. I think Harvester was later than those games. There's also Darkseed and Darkseed 2. Is it Darkseed? Yeah, it is Darkseed. I mostly know about those because they got weird ports. And so did Phantasmagoria had like a weird Saturn port as well. See my post about Tenebris Somnia? Yes, I did. And I'll probably be playing that in October when that comes out. A rare brand new game. But that demo was really good. I've been really excited to see that come out. So I'm eager to check that one out too. It's I don't know what it's like where you're at. It's pretty warm out today, but this past week has not like gotten that warm, and it actually felt like fall weather, and it's tricked my brain into thinking of the fall. So I've been watching is like horror movies and thinking about Halloween stuff, and I'm like, it's summer now. It's summer. It's too soon. My brain's already in that mode. Of course, it's not chill enough to like have a hooded sweatshirt all the time. I'm looking at another one like Hell Knight Clock Tower Bequest. Yeah, I wish I had. I'm still like got my eyes out for other stuff. And there's plenty of other games. Some of them that just haven't been translated. Because the makers of Hell Knight made another game that was on the Dreamcast that doesn't have a fan translation yet. Desperia. And as soon as that has some way for me to play it in English, I'm on it. It's hot in the city. The story is nice. Yeah, it's warmed up today. I wasn't outside much today though. It's all hell, you're lucky. I mean, it's like it's nice. I guess it beats the heat. It's gonna heat up this week. It's gonna be rough this week. But this past week was like very confusing to my brains. The one FMV game that caused a stir. Are you talking about Night Trap? Night Trap was one that caused a lot of controversy, which is hilarious if you actually play the game or watch what's in it. It's not controversial at all. Dana Plato's last role though, tragically. What's up, Redmo? How's it going? I feel like death outside. It's pretty bad. Q Mega Man NT Warrior theme song. I don't know that theme. I didn't watch the NT Warrior. I'm sure it's out there. I watched one movie this week. I was gonna go out to the theater, and then I opted to not spend the money. But I'll probably still go out sometime this week. I watched was it Shelby Oaks? I can't recommend it. It wasn't that good. A good horror game. Orphans mobile game. I'll still look at it. I don't really have a way to do mobile games currently, but I'm still happy to hear about them. I'll still look at them. Would have picked up, it was a little too expensive. I honestly I don't know. Night Trap is interesting, but if you play it, the gameplay is kind of like maddening, but it is super duper cheesy. Is there anything bad in Night Trap? Yeah, it was just like real people in a video game, and then there's a scene where they're like, I can't even say they're scantily clad. I don't even think they were down to their underwear. They may have been that, but I don't think so. I think they were like in t-shirts. It was just the implication, which isn't even an implication. Seriously, like, go look at clips from it, and it's like, what were they talking about? There's way worse stuff than this. As usual, like, people jump on this stuff, like, we got to ban this terrible product, and it's like the most innocent one out there, like, oh, you sweet summer child. I trapped FNAF before FNAF. That's a pretty accurate assessment. It's a pretty accurate statement, because you're just switching between cameras and setting traps off. What I will say it has over FNAF, or at least differently from FNAF, is like you have to keep track of like the passage of time for specific events, but like that's pretty much it. I think Apple sending you a Discord in the middle of the night, you wake up the next morning angry. A night trap? I don't know. Apple sent me. It doesn't send me too much stuff. Trash bag vampires. Yep. Don't think I won't get the Steam Cube. Way too much money. Yeah. I mean, it was already going to be more money that if you were a PC enthusiast, you could certainly build, maybe not a small form factor like that, but you could certainly build a better machine yourself. And you probably would spend more on building a better machine yourself. So you're probably already not in the market, like the target market for it. But then also like the RAM apocalypse, the SSD apocalypse, like all of this terrible retail state right now just means everything is that much stupidly more expensive. Because if you look at the price of like anything new that's coming out like elsewhere, it's all shot up in price. All the consoles are more expensive. Home Alone plus FNAF. It's a little bit like that. How Home Alone are the traps? Not. They're like, this room has a trap door in it. This room has like a little rotating thing that will like smoke will come out and they'll spin around and they'll be trapped in the wall kind of thing. They'll get pushed down a trash chute. The Get Over Apocalypse. I hate all the terms. I don't want to get into it. There's so much wrong with all of that. More creative traps. Yeah, I mean, they're like, a lot of times you don't even see something happen. There's just like smoke and maybe someone falls through the floor. Raising the price of the Xbox, which is crazy because they already did raise it once. I think Xbox was the first to raise prices. Maybe Sony was. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Xbox was. And they're going up again. I think what do we got till like September to get a Switch 2 before that price goes up. Yeah, Story Ownership is entertaining. Games like Night Trap or Sewer Shark or Double Switch like represent the specific time where console games like had all this extra space because of optical discs. And this is before PlayStation. And they're like, well, what do we do with it? And there are people out there that are like, the next big thing is FMV. We can slide video on there, and that's what we'll do. They don't always make great games, but they are very entertaining. They're very entertaining to watch. The irony is, like, games are even more cinematic now, even when they're all CG. They're closer to a movie experience now than they were when they were using actual film. Well, I guess it'd be VHS probably. The vampires get that on replay because I want to watch everyone's route. Or if I'll watch somebody else. Yeah. It is fun. Like we only played it a little bit. I've told this story before. We only played a little bit before we lost power. The weekend my brother and I rented a Sega CD and Night Trap. We barely got to experience it. And then it was like years before like there was any way to emulate it or it was ported onto other systems. Mortal Kombat was more violent. Yeah. Yep. Mortal Kombat had was part of the controversy. Night Trap was drawn into that too, but that was like it was kind of like what D&D was in the 80s with the Satanic Panic, you know. Like really trumped up as like, this is what's wrong with all of these things, and it's like there's a lot of other problems that you could address. No, we're not going to do it. We're just going to yell about video games. Nonsense. And then look where we are now. Like there's way worse stuff going on in a T for T game than any of that stuff. I'll tell you that much. Pokemon. There's still people that are like, Pokemon is devil worship. It's idolatry. think was what somebody said. Comment is good, heartless fun. It or nobody. Yes, I will agree with that. However, and this happened with wrestling too, there were people that tried to imitate something from it and caused either injury or death or both. Which I guess it doesn't really matter if you're dead. The injury doesn't matter. Which is like people try to imitate wrestling moves without like proper equipment or training or whatever, and cause like grievous injuries. Does that mean those things are bad? No. No. I mean, like, people gonna do stuff. And again, there's like way worse things that they could be imitating. There's a functional problem there that does not lie with the video game. Oh my, I fell for the Pokedevil crap. Oh geez. Harry Potter. Yeah. When I say anything like magic, anything that's magic is like that's devil. There's no like two certain groups. I didn't grow up in that environment, so I feel fortunate. I never had to contend with that. I think I only have one friend whose family was sort of that way, but they had like very specific things they didn't like, and then other stuff that was almost identical they were fine with. It was very strange. G.I. Joe gets flagged for being military propaganda. Yeah. I mean, and that's like, if anything, the military stuff, like, that's real. You can go join the military. Isn't that more harmful? But somehow, like, no, just go join the force that, like, will actually have you out potentially ending lives. Like, that's legit and good. It's the fake stuff, the cartoony stuff that's, I don't know. There's a lot of that stuff. Same, lived in Missouri. Yeah, I mean, that's, I don't know. And I live in a I live in like a fairly liberal area that's surrounded by very conservative areas, and so sometimes it seeps in, but I didn't see a lot of it. Pizza Kid, not too bad of a beat 'em up with combos. I'll have to look into Pizza Kid. Is it related to Pizza Tower? I bet it isn't. Just because it's got pizzas and everything. All right, let's roll over to the game. That game should be fun. That's where we're at. We've just been playing PC games. I believe this is where it's been. Place your bets. Who dies? We'll find out. We'll find out. I did do some grinding offline just to try and aid in survival. That was just like something to pass the time. Before finally I was like, I don't need to keep playing this game that I'm also streaming. I have another version of this. So I've been playing on my Steam Deck at night before I go to sleep for like 20 minutes at a time. I've been playing the remake. There's a lot of stuff that the remake does differently, and some of it is like it's fairly accurate to the original game, although I think some of the RNG seems broken. Like, it doesn't seem random enough. I'll fight the same enemy over and over again, and it's like, what? Where's the randomness here? But one thing that they added that I toggled on when I first started the game and forgot about was the way stats work. You can change it to be a point-based system where you just get so many points per level to put in the stats. So your stats never go down, which made it a lot easier because by the end of it, like all of my team had like 18 vitality and 18 agility, which meant we were usually going first in a fight and everyone had like the most hit points they could have. So even like the mages were like at 70 hit points, which didn't make it like, it was easier, but it wasn't like I didn't still have to think about stuff. Oh, there's the Transformers. Sigmund, Count Dracula, Bubsy, Professor Bergera. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people rolled it, and one of those does not look like the other. One of those is not like the primary villain. Prefer points, RNG, Wizardry. Yeah, I mean, that's what's up, Brian? How's it going? Or yeah, the wizard variants Daphne. Yeah. So that's a pretty standard fare. And in some versions, like the RNG is worse than others. Like you stand to like lose more points than you'll gain. I mean, that happened with Jum. Jum lost like all of his strength, and then he only just got back up. For some reason, I thought it was higher than what it is. Maybe he lost strength again, but he's at 14, which there's functionally like I don't think it's a different. I don't think there's a difference in strength until you get to like 16 or 17. But I do have 18 vitality. I'm still doing okay damage. I picked up this Ring of Dispelling, which is also known as a Ring of Protection from Undead. I don't know exactly how the protection stuff works. I have somewhat of a clue, but like it's very confusing to me because a lot of it is based on basically what it will do is if an undead type attack hits you, you might get half damage from it. Or if an undead enemy targets you with an attack, they may just skip their turn. However, if they have an attack that targets the whole team, you might get hit with it. But the way those work is it still has to start with one character. And so it's possible that they could have a attack like a spell that targets everybody, but it starts with you, and so it doesn't go off. Functionally, how much good does it do? I don't know if it does much good at all, but they are vampires in the final battle, so maybe this will help with that. I don't know. But Jum is up to 116 hit points, which is nice. Jeremy's at 135. Stats looking good. We no longer have the teleportation helmet. That's gone. Nothing much better here. Silas got a nice chunk of hit points. Is at 112. So we've got the top 3 characters in the triple digits, which is much better than the bottom half of the party, which is all quite a bit weaker health-wise. I was going to try and level Ben up higher to try and get more of the last tier of spells. Was that level 7 spells? That's where Tilt-A-Wat and Malor the teleport is. I believe I would have to get to level 17 before I got any more spells at that level. The only reason I have 2 is that I know 2 spells, and you at least get a point for each spell you know. Otherwise, he would have 0 the way the math works. Oh, this looks like some Berserk monster in the mobile wizardry. I think it's based on a lot of the same character design work too. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. I don't know if the same individual's still working on them. Do you have any entering Wily castles? Wily goes, "Why throw her life so recklessly?" No, it's gonna cause some issues. Let's pop Ben out real quick so I can take a look at the rest of the team. I did get everybody on the backup squad is up to level 13 now, which is really good, particularly for the 2 mages, because we've got both of them know Malor, so we have people who can also teleport. I also made these characters Chest and Keyring, which are functionally furniture that they exist only to hold equipment. I got tired of dying and losing keys and having to go back and get them again. So all of the keys that I don't need for regular use, Keyring's holding, and then Chest has a bunch of odds and ends that I don't want to lose. It's got the shuriken, which nobody can use right now, some extra armor and weapons. Because sometimes when we die, especially for teleport, we might lose some stuff, so I'm just hedging my bets to try to not have to spend time grinding for stuff again. Purchasing hirelings. Essentially. Nobody killed them for level up. Hopefully they will never leave that post. Shouldn't have posted that. That was a very odd post, Jeremy. So let's get in there. I'm gonna do a little bit of grinding here. Just one last pass. Well, not one. We're gonna do a couple through level 10 just to see if we can get some more fancy loot. Let's get Meporphic, increase everyone's armor, because there's a better set of armor we could get for Silas, but I haven't found it. There's the Thief's Dagger, which could turn one of our thieves into a ninja, which I haven't gotten. There's the Muramasa, which is an amazing sword for Jum, or the Blade Cuisinart, which Jeremy would use to great effect. There's plenty of stuff that we haven't seen. Find my equipment. I got like most of what I could. Like, I don't think, you know, the Mace of Power is probably the best weapon we could get you. We could get better shield. I've never seen, I don't think, any of the higher level shields. Iron Shields is also known as Shield +1. Sturdy Plate is Plate +2, or I think it's Plate +1. I think it's Superior Plate is the Plate +2, and that Silas can wear. I'm going to save a spell slot by taking an elevator, but I could just teleport down to level 9. I may do that later. Die messing with your cooling stuff. You wouldn't be the first to die. Probably would be easier with the slime in the party if there was an actual slime and not like... 4 were-rats. All right, I think we can take them. Sometimes like the encounter you get here is like really bad. Like it just will like breathe on everyone and mess them up. So I hate taking this area because it can get real ugly. Weapons restock in the remake with newer weapons. No, nothing. So there's in the remake, like it's the same equipment, though the names are different. And roughly the same fight. So in the remake also, and I believe this was in the original too, to an extent, there's a dragon on level 7 that you can just fight over and over again that has really high level stuff on its loot table. So it potentially drops stuff, like really good stuff, more frequently than anything on level 10 did, which was kind of frustrating. And like you can, I don't believe there's anything like you can only find one of. There's stuff that's really rare that you probably won't find or may only find one of. But just because like we found like the really good plate mail and then lost it, doesn't mean we won't find it again. It's just a rarity thing. Now threatened. Yeah, I mean you can join up with both Flash and Utter Chaos on the anti-Jum hate squad, because they both died terrible deaths as well. There's another encounter here that can go bad. One unseen entity, which hopefully we kill very quickly. Okay. It could either be Murphy's ghost or it could be one of a number of undead entities that cause level drain. That happened to Ryan when we were going through here. It got hit with something that drained his levels, and you really can't fix that. You just have to go grind your levels back up and get the XP again. The problem is there's a specific equation for how many hit points you lose when you lose a level, and you're more than likely going to lose more hit points than you'll gain back from leveling. So Ryan's hit points were good. Then he got level drained, and I got the level back. He did not get those hit points back. In the remake, I don't remember if I think it's an option you can turn on or off. You can actually go to the temple and get your levels restored. So there again, it's like, it never really happened to me, but there is another poison needle. I'll give it a shot. Shield, armor. All right. Let's get down to the chute first. The other thing that happened to me in like the remake was this is so goofy. Like my party got wiped out and my bishop got turned to ash, and so I just made a wizard, and I had a bishop in town that I would just like go back to town and transfer everything over and just leave the bishop in town to do stuff. But I never bothered to level the bishop, which meant that every time the bishop identified a cursed item that they could equip, they would always equip it. So I just spent so much money getting cursed items removed. Oh, dang it. Here I am like not paying enough attention and I'm just like bouncing the stuff back and forth. All right. Identify. Small shield. Padded leather. Yeah. It's generally like nothing good on that floor. What's up, Skyo? How's it going? This is my favorite elderly victim. Oh, I'm not doing too bad. Aged as usual, you know. So I hope I don't want to die here. I'm gonna try and play it smart, try and run away from or dodge really bad encounters, but I gotta risk some of it to try and get the good stuff. This is not one of them. So I'm just gonna flee. Now, in most versions of the game, you can't run away from anything on level 10. But you can just quit the game sometimes. Which is what I did in the remake. I just quit the game completely to re-roll it. I'm not fighting 4 greater demons. That's suicide. Should play Phasmogan sometime soonish. We should. It's been a while. I don't think I've touched it since the last time. No, I did play it somewhat afterwards because they had that Alan Wake collab. And I'm like, well, I'll get that stuff. It was okay. It was okay. 1 giant and 1 man in leather. I don't know what kind of giant this is. If it's a poison giant, it could cause us harm. But if it's any other giant, we're probably okay. Fight. Fight. Cast. I'm a 2. This will increase our armor class even more. What do we got here? I'm going to cast this just in case. I found out that poison giants are weak to Machinito. They just get instant killed. Poison giants were causing me a lot of issues before. All right, the giant's dead. It's our fancy thief. So Brian, well, he's in silhouette, so like you don't see his clothes. He's not naked. He just kind of looks like it. You know why that got bonked, Ryan. You know why that got bonked. Mage Blaster. This is probably like nothing good. Yep. That's a problem that I have, that so much of what's on level 10 is just like not good drops. And there's stuff that can potentially drop really good stuff. Is really difficult. But then there's some that like are supposed to have like the top tier loot table, and they just never drop anything. Like the Hatamoto or the was it like the master? I remember what the guy's name was. He's supposed to have like the top tier loot table potentially. I think it's only like 5% chance. I've never seen anything good from them. Got bonked because Jum hates Chrono Trigger. No, I just hate AI. I just hate AI garbage. Chrono Trigger's great. The video just looked very much like everything else I've seen generated. It's like, oh, okay. It was good. Your standards are too low. I gotta be honest. It looks so bland and generic. 6 level 8 fighters and 1 master thief. I'll throw a lot of that out there. I'm gonna try to avoid throwing spells out. We should be okay. Our AC is pretty good. Master Thief is done for. Level 8 fighters. I don't believe that you know, only works up to level 8, so I don't think that's going to do us any good. If there's some Dalto out there, I might as well just throw some spells out. We're not trying to carry this all the way to the end. Try and clear some of these goons out of here. This guy's got a lot of staying power, I'll say that much. Man, they're gone. Son of a bitch. And a helm and a helm. Are these helms any good? First off, does anybody... We stopped buying the potions of antidote. which may be an issue. Well, it's not really an issue so much, but like... Everyone just ran out of space. Anyone has the bosses? Goons! No, I mean, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I don't have anything in mind. I think anything that's, one thing that I like that you don't see enough in games, I feel, is enemies that mimic the player. All right, let's see what these helmets are. If these aren't any good. They're probably just, they could just be helmets. Helm of Hangovers, it's cursed. Helm of Hardiness. Helm of Hardiness is good. This is the cursed one. All right, who can benefit from this? Silas can't. Jum can. I don't believe Jum already has that helm. I think Helm of Hardiness. Okay. Minor boosts. There we go. And we'll drop the regular helmet. Jim clearly meant dog groomer. I don't know, Ryan. I don't know. It's very funny that it blocked that, though. I will say it does impress me sometimes that YouTube picks up on words that are like a very context specific, but that also means it'll pick up on stuff that has a very innocent meaning, except for a very specific context. Go outside, feed my outside cats. Oh man, I hope those cats are doing all right in the heat. I realized I messed up. Unless you're grooming them cats, you don't want to be that. Comes to mind is Swamp Battle Guards from Yu-Gi-Oh. I like swamp creatures are cool. I like I pretty much just like any enemies that like just replicate what the player's got. Or that like replicate, like I think it would be great if you could encounter zombified versions of your dead characters. It would be easy. You just take a zombie and then put the name of whoever character is dead on there, bring them back as a ghost. Because in this game, you're likely gonna have lots of dead people. And so like you should encounter their zombies down here, or like the shades, like they should be back for vengeance. That would be good. Ate too many date squares today. Well, we've all gambled on a fart and lost. Just make sure you're close to the bathroom. Maybe have a spare scent of garments at hand. Ice water have to change every 2 hours. Yeah, that's unless you could put it somewhere shady. Even then, it's gonna heat up. But at least somewhere shady, it might last a little longer. But like probably not much. Not when it's super hot out. All right, it's behind door number 3. One fire dragon. Can we take one fire dragon before he breathes on everybody? Someone may die from this. Let's get aggressive here. Everybody throws something at it. Throw the big spells. We can spare it. This is the one area where having everyone with the 18 agility really improves things, because you're much more likely to go first, because agility partially determines your turn order. It's still like a roll for turn, but your agility gets added to that. So better agility means you act faster. And a lot of times that's the difference between success or failure. Okay. So luckily we got enough damage off before the dragon went. When you can't see what order it's going to happen in, it gets really scary. In the remake, you can see the order, but that's also very tense, because as soon as the fight starts, you know if you're screwed or not. You're like, oh no, oh no. Somebody get the mouse mooning. Well, that is, well, no, it's the, for some reason I always think they're the same name, and they're not. In this, it is the Muramasa, which I still haven't seen. All right, the trap was triggered. Gas bomb. Damn it. Dumb drum. It's not really your fault. Maybe it's just the level. But it is, I mean, it is just you getting, well, I don't mean just you. It is you specifically that's getting hit with this stuff. Elven chain. It's not good to anybody. Oh no, it was Ben this time. I thought it was Dumb Drum was poisoned. Okay, no, that's fine. No harm done. I have to be very careful because, you know, we can trigger like a teleport trap and then just everybody dies, which is bad. 2 priests, and they went first, which is bad. Okay, there we go. They did some damage. It's not great. This could be worse. 1 priest and 4 giants. Okay. This could be ugly. Depends on what the giants are. They're not giants. It's probably fine. Okay, so they're not poison giants. If they were poison giants, the Machinito would have killed them. They could be frost giants. They're fire giants. Okay. No, I should know that. Frost giants can be killed by Machinito too. So the fire giants are, I think, the only ones that don't get wiped out by that. They're not normally that big of a deal. We have to throw some healing on the back half of the party here. Yeah, we got him. There's a lot of like random hallway encounters here, which troubles me. All right. Good. Good. No more. Yeah, we're fine. Jum can survive with minimal hit point loss there. What's up, Buttercast? Welcome in. The off-brand He-Man. Yeah. Oh, we surprised them. Oh, look, it's Murphy's Ghost with a bunch of unseen entities, which could be really bad. It could just be a bunch of Murphy's Ghosts. I don't know. All we can do is fight right now. Let's get our armor up. Oh, I don't have it there anymore. Can get our armor even higher with that. Master pick, and then this will drop their armor. All right, it's all Murphy's Ghost. It's nothing but Murphy's Ghost. I feel a lot safer because they really do, like, even down here, Murphy's Ghost only does like 2 points of damage at a time if he hits you, but he does resist spells. But we can just crush him. It's fine. Yeah, we'll just chew this through this man. Doesn't give any worthwhile treasure though, which is frustrating. Crush him between Chun-Li's thighs. She's not here. It's better that it could be worse because there's enemies that he's back for more. There are enemies that can show up with Murphy's Ghost that can be very damaging. I'm getting nervous about this because I don't normally see this many encounters just walking through here. Surprise! Oh boy. This is where a lot of stuff goes wrong or potentially can go wrong. So we're gonna have to break out like the biggest big guns here. But we can only fight. Do I have a Rod of Flame. Throw it on the strange animal. It's all bad. Throw it on the chimeras, the chimeras. And the scroll of fire. Okay, good. He's dead. Probably those things will not kill any of the rest of them. All right, so the chimeras can breathe on us, and so the archmages can throw a lot of crap at us too. Try and clear them out. So let's get crazy. Malicto will attack everybody. Ambush the mages. I don't have high enough spell. I can throw this out there. I can throw this Lockin' E2 out. That might kill something. And then we'll throw a Tilt-A-Watt. Tilt-A-Wait. Archmage not slain. 1 is slain. 2 are slain. Malicto is chewing through them. All right, very good. I think we're fine. A little overkill, a little wastage on the spell there. But that's like a potentially like super dangerous one if we try to go easy on them, because everything in that group has an attack that hits everybody. And at best, the first 3 people might survive all of that, but there's like 6 wizards that can throw fire at us. That alone could just wipe us out. Teleporter. Do we risk it? We might just die. All right, we disarmed it. And we found a shield and a helm and armor. Let's see what we got. Is any of it good? Get rid of that. Oh, Judd's full up on items. Helm of Hardiness. Neutral plate. Which I don't think anybody can wear. Jum and Jerry can. They're both good though. Silas could wear it, but I think it would change Silas's alignment, and I don't know if it would really help that much. It might though. It might. I don't know how much harm it would cause us. Well, let's give it to Silas, who cannot also equip the helmet. Jum and Jeremy can. We'll give this to Dum Drum for right now. We'll give all that stuff over. All right. That was pretty good. It was a pretty good chunk of stuff. Iron Shield, which everybody who can use one should have one. All right, let's see what happens if we equip AC -1 right now, but that's also with spells. Cursed. I think I'm just stuck with it, but it's one better on the AC, and I think that's as good as we're gonna get. I think the only other thing we could do if we had a better shield that Silas could equip, or I think there's only like one helmet that Silas could equip. Otherwise that's fine. I think she might be stuck with that neutral plate now, but like, I don't think it really means anything. I think we're fine. All right, the High Master is one of those enemies that can have a really good drop. One man in robes. I don't know, it's probably a ninja. I'm just gonna do this again. Throw that Malicto out there. Boost our spells. I'm not gonna do the tilt-a-wait, I don't think. Well, no, I will. And then we'll just walk out of here. I might not need it. No, it didn't kill the High Master, but it's probably gonna kill the mages. That Malicto. It's a very powerful spell, as long as stuff is not resistant. Okay. Mage Blaster. Armor. Okay. If we walk forward, we'll just leave this place. Let's get this identified first. Broken B plate. I'm just gonna take that and sell it, but that's just a cursed item. It's not good for anybody. All right, back to the castle. Man posted a meme. Ooh, I'll check that out. All right, let's go through and see who has stuff in excess to sell. We'll keep that elven chain for right now, just in case, but we don't need this. I might be able to get rid of this Helm of Hardiness. Might be able to load that into the backup guy, because I don't know if we have one of those in there. Iron Shield, we could just buy. Broken B plate. Sell it. Sell it. Okay. Chest is all loaded up with stuff. I don't have a helmet there. All right, well, now we're gonna have to mix these guys up. Well, actually, let's see here. One of these guys might not have it. Yeah, there we go. Let's get that over to Ryan, and then Ryan will be charged up just in case. Oh, Ryan also has a Ring of Dispelling. I forgot about that. Yeah, I found a second one, which is wild. All right, I gotta heal everybody up here. We don't need a ton of healing. Yeah, that was it. We gotta go back to town. Run. Hardy boy. You got that Hardy helmet, man. I didn't use any spells. Silas did. 102,000 points to level. So I don't think we're gonna see anybody level. Maybe if they survive the final battle, maybe. I think we're pretty good right now. Honestly, I think we're okay. So this may be it. It may be time to make our way down there. If we can get past the elevator without getting like racked. Surprise, the four scruffy men. Here at the end, we get stopped by this. Oh my God, are you kidding me? It kind of aggravates me when I'm getting jumped on level 1 because like nothing stands a chance. It's just wasting my time. I actually hate these werebears. Like a bunch. Werebears are like a terrible encounter to hit here because if they hit you, they can paralyze you, which is the same thing as being dead. They do run away a lot. I've had many times where I'm just trying to get to the elevator and a pack of werebears shows up and just like gets us. Swordsman, you ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. Not gonna waste my time with the chest. Hey, free encounter. Time for the werebear stare. What are the werebears like? Are there different things? Because they're definitely not about like friendship. Oh my God, this is not looking good. If I can't walk like 2 steps without getting jumped. Now I have tried to teleport through here, and you can't. You just have to walk through it. So we just have to hope for the best. These things are a pain only because they call for more. They don't normally hit very hard. I'm not taking any more. I'm as far as I'm concerned right now, our treasure is fine. And I should fight. Split this up more. Monster thief. Yep, it's dead. And he ran away. Because even though there's still some stuff for the get, the chances are better that we're just going to get messed up by a trap that goes off. Still the grumpy bear. Yeah, that's about all they got. Their stare just turns us to stone, and I don't appreciate that. Not one bit. One demon. I don't think so. I think not. I'm not looking for that kind of fight right now. I'm just trying to make my way through here. I'm just making my way downtown. I don't really want to fight a demon. I have fought them. They can be defeated, but they're a huge pain. Will-O-Wisp is also aggravating. Power 2. It's Ryan's favorite spell. Moreless. I'm not going to read it. You can see it on the screen there. And it's dead. Just doing what we can to lower its armor class. Because the Will-O-Wisp is really hard to hit. They don't hit back that hard. Hey, all right, we're getting a good draw here. The fact that we can run away in this makes it like a lot simpler. He hit me for 4 damage. There we go. Conserve some spells now. All right, this is the last one. Just gonna let the fighters do their business here. They can hit us if they get lucky. Because there's, even if the armor is like way out of your league and vice versa, there's still a 5% chance you get hit because a natural 20, you know, on the virtual dice roll is still a hit. So even if your armor is like impenetrable, basically there's no impenetrable armor. There's always a chance that you can hit them and they can hit you. Okay, everybody is up. All right, we're going to stop right here. This should be fine. Okay. So they should all be down there in the dungeon now. And we're going to do this ahead of time. Oh, I got to move these people around. Oh, we got a new thief, J Money. That dildo had the... No, Ryan, no! It's spelled differently. It's a different word. All right. So this team isn't like bad, right? But we are the backup team now. And while they have a, you know, certain amount of power, we did lose some unfortunate encounters, but it should be enough to get everybody down there. Surprise! 4 rotting corpses. Oh, God. All right. As long as he doesn't touch us. Okay, we're good. Because they can paralyze. If they paralyze Prehenma, we're going all the way back up. Pick up the spoils after you kill. Also lose some peeps to... We'll see. Like, if group 1 goes in and dies, then group 1 goes in. Group 2 goes in. We'll see what they do. Because they likely won't be able to pick up the bodies through the door. I think you can only fight Wordna once in this version. I think that's just something they add in the remake, that you could go and fight him again. I didn't even check that, but I saw people talking about it. But I believe in the these versions, like you can only fight him once. But that's also why we have to make sure we have mages that have Malor, the teleport spell, because there's no door out. After you defeat Wordna, like, you have to teleport away. No! No, I'm not fighting a demon. I'm gonna keep doing this till we get something really good. Surprise! 1 troll. Okay, I think we can take him. All right, we took him. Look at that troll. Amazing artwork there. Don't want your chest. King Trap the dude. No. So Trebor is the mad overlord. of this game. You know, we are in the proving grounds of the Mad Overlord. Well, at least that's the upper 3 levels. When you get to level 4, it reveals like actually Werdna came and stole this awesome amulet and created this dungeon beneath my proving grounds. And so now from level 5 onward, it's Werdna's dungeon, and Werdna's hanging out down in layer 10, level 10, and you need to go back there and kill him. You need to get Werdna out from underneath my house and also bring me that cool amulet back. And so that's what we're doing now. We're going to get Werdna. We got to go kill Werdna, and then we got to bring back the amulet. Vampires! Okay. At least he didn't drain us. Just took a little bit off of J Money there. Son of a bitch. No. If I can run, I will. 2 thieves and a Gorgon. That sounds I don't know, it's very funny to me. Okay, that Gorgon took 40 points off per Henmo. Was that the Gorgon? Or was it the thief? No, it was the Gorgon. Gorgonzola. All right. This is the stuff I was afraid of happening to like the other party. Well, at least the other party has 2 people that can heal spells. All right, that's just going to have to do it for right now. No. No, I'm not fighting all of this crap. Surprise! Hey, it's poison giants. It's actually like might kind of suck a lot. Because I can't cast. And none of those things are really gonna work. So we just have to hope that our mages go before the poison giants. Otherwise, they could mess us up real bad. And there's no other defense we have against them. But Makanito should just kill them. Now I'm gonna be wasteful and cast it twice just in case. So hedge our bets. One of them's gonna go first. Okay, the poison giant, thankfully the poison giant went first. We killed the poison giant. So the poison giant went before the spellcaster, but he just tried to stab us because they can just breathe out, which would kill probably J Money, definitely Joshua, and Kubi would be murdered. Now we have this stupid thing. They're just hard to hit. There we go. 28,000 experience is not bad. All right. We're good. We're good. HP wise, we can still get in there. I'll heal up as needed once we get in. Oh no. 6 men in robes. It's either ninjas or wizards. Place your bets. Is it ninjas or is it wizards? Either way. That was not a great roll there. Jesus Christ. Okay. They got one set of spells off. That was not good. We weren't quite fast enough. Even that, these guys have Justin, no, he's a fighter. Ryan's got 18 agility. Kubi's got a 12. Joshua's got an 8. I should have gone with a heavier spell. Yeah, it was the wizards. Ninzards. Could be. All right, we're gonna have to bust out some higher level spells here. Some light bandaging for right now. Three master ninjas. Are we fast enough to slay these ninjas? Is the question. Break out the big guns. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we just wasted one spell on that, but that's fine. All right. We're getting closer. Now, will we need this backup team there? Maybe. But my theory is if we bring the backup team in now, then I won't be panic running back to try and find them. Now, I don't know how much it will help, because if you party gets wiped in the dungeon, I don't think there's a time component. I think some of the items and some of the party members are just immediately gone. Unless the chat not automatically scrolling more on laptop. I get that sometimes in chat if I click on someone's name, and usually if I scroll all the way down, it'll start scrolling again. But there are times where I'm watching a stream and I look over at chat and realize it's just not moving. Sometimes it does it to me on OBS too. Four men in leather. I think we can take them. See, that's what I want. I hate encounters like that when you're trying to get experience, but I love encounters like that when I'm just trying to breeze through it. 3 dragons? No, thank you. It does make it like so much easier to be able to run away from this, although it doesn't always work. 3 poison giants. No, we're gonna run because I'm not confident enough that we're fast enough. 1 mana robes and 5 level 8 bishops. Okay. This will attack them and throw at them, and that hopefully will be enough. Use the scroll as well. God, why are they so much faster than us? Oh, someone's dead because they're too fast. Half the party dead. There's all our wizards that we need to, now we have to leave. But we have to get through this fight. If we can even get through this fast enough. Our backup party may just be dead down here. Can we run? Okay. Half the party's dead. And all because of speed. Because we had the offensive ability to take them out. But they were too fast. Okay, so now we have to rely on what we have left to be able to get through this. No, not demons. Surprise! It's 3 thieves. Okay, we can take 3 thieves. Now I gotta do this all over again because I gotta go back to town. Hope that Joshua and Kubi come back. I think perhaps I'll pay for this. But anyone that isn't me. Uh-oh, Joshua needs Cadorto. Kubi. Kubi is cured. Is Joshua done for? Joshua's done for. Our backup team is down an individual. And there's nothing we can do about that. All the way at the end. And it's not even part of the main team. Yeah, that's awful. We had the spell power to do it. But even with Joshua's 18 agility, it still rolled. The RNG hosed us so bad. I thought we could take him. I should have just ran away and re-rolled. The problem is sometimes if you run away, it fails, and then you just get stuck eating an attack. So okay, everybody's healed back up. Now we got to go back. Now, I need to inspect QB. And QB doesn't have tilt-a-weight. So the top offensive spell is out. But QB does have Malor, which is enough to teleport people away. Still, though, like, we've lost a lot of capability from this. And that could have happened to the main party too. So like, you can take nothing for granted here. Are you kidding me? Again, like, these things have no choice, no chance in hell. Why are they attacking us? Why do they attack us just to immediately run away? Just to waste my time? Why are we still here? Get out of here. Wizardry is a cruel mistress. Wizardry is indeed a cruel mistress. All right, light it up. Hope for something good. Yes. I didn't want to fight a lesser demon anyway. Okay, give me a good one. This is not the good one. A bunch of level 8 fighters is not really bad, but like they could chew through hit points. 4 men in robes. Potentially bad. 2 fire giants. This is doable. Very good. Minimum damage. The little bit of XP difference, a little bit of level difference and equipment difference goes a long way. They're pretty on par, to be honest. Equipment wise. So even with our armor like really juiced up, the thing was still swinging. Yeah, we got sturdy plate, sort of slashing. The helm, sturdy plate, sort of slashing. It's mostly that like fighters mostly have the same. Primar's got the same equipment. Well, one armor less. Then he doesn't have an iron shield. Can he have an iron? I'm not sure if he can have an iron shield. Gemini's got the same. Oh. That's that scroll. And of course, Joshua's unfortunately toast. No, thank you. Dragon's got breath attacks. No, thank you. Surprise! I'm out of here. Monster surprised you. And they're poison. All right, this is gonna be great. Our wizard is dead. And they surprised us, which we're having all of the great luck here. And we couldn't flee. This is great. I mean, like, I feel bad here, but I'm glad this is like the backup party and not like our main crew, like on our way to the end getting decimated. But like, there's no way we can get through. But we have to get through here to make it out is the thing. All right. Okay, we can take him. This is what happens, man. Like, I'm just trying to get to the other side of this door. I'm glad I spent all that time leveling up. It is kind of rough. Like, the amount of time it takes to level a mage up to level 13 is like not a small thing, and just to have him like on his first big adventure get dusted is pretty bad luck. I didn't think his vitality was that bad. Back we go. I'm gonna give this one more try, and if this doesn't work, we're going back to the other party. Unless things went horribly awry with that somehow. Unless they're like currently like dying in there. Are you kidding me? I'm pretty sure that your encounter rate is higher if you have less than a full party. Because I've had to go in with like a very small rescue crew before, and they just get stopped like every 5 feet by some nobody beast. No time for chests. No time. Surprise! No, I'm not going to. I may regret that. No, they have magic. And there's 5 of them. 5 men in robes. We'll fight. We'll fight. Looks like wizards. And this Mandalto may just kill them all. It's a gamble, because they could have gone first, and then they could have blown us to hell, but... One man in robes and 4 priests. Hope the spell goes off. And Rumps is dead. Nope. Not without hitting us at least once. They had to get us at least once. Man, this is some brutalness here. This is one area, like I was saying at the start, where like the remake having the option to do point buys when you level, like gives you much more powerful characters because you can much more reasonably assure they go first in combat. And when you have to roll the dice on whether or not you go first, it gets way more dangerous. Because you may have like a wizard that can throw like killer spells out, but if they can't go fast enough, they'll get hit by another wizard and die immediately. No, I would rather not. 4 frost giants. I'm gonna roll the dice here. Okay, we get our armor boost. Chances of getting hit by them are low, but actually very good for XP. Not that it matters at this late stage in the game. Just like in a heroine quest, yeah. It's like, I just want to get through this area. Strange animal, unseen enemy, Murphy's ghost, Murphy's. This is probably like, that was probably one of the bad encounters, because you have like a gorgon or a chimera, probably flak. No, thank you. Cool looking demon, I'm not fighting you. No, I'm not going through that again. 1 vampire. Okay, we'll roll the dice. We'll roll the dice on this vampire. Hopefully the spell goes off quick. Okay, it's dead. Vampires can have magic. Vampires can drain levels. All right. You two fight them. You fight him. 1 level 8 fighter. That's not a man in leather. I feel like I was lied to. What do you mean that's a man in leather? Maybe it just said an armor. Maybe I just misread it. Do Legends before Battle Network Star Force. Like to mess with the order by doing Battle Network Star Force after X before Legends and the rest. Yeah, I mean, I'm more interested in moving to Legends than further beyond that now. Multiple versions of the same game. Yeah, I'm definitely not playing all the different versions. That would just take way too long. So I'll probably pick whatever version is most favorable for me to play. Good night. Yeah, Pulp Fiction while you hear man in leather. Yep. Nope, they surprised us with a breath attack, and then that's all she wrote. QB's dead again. So the chances of our backup squad ever reaching are pretty slim. Give me a good one. All right, I believe this is going to be all Murphy's Ghost. We just wail on this Murphy's ghost and then leave this place. It would be the ultimate irony if Murphy killed somebody right now, but I know that won't happen. What an absolute nightmare that whole scenario was. All right. Well, just for the sake of completeness, we'll just we're gonna go back just to get everybody healed back up, but then we're that's it for that plan of having the backup squad follow them up. We couldn't even get close without half the party dying, and then now we've permanently lost somebody, so okay. It's like that spell wasn't even cast. Still a good idea. Yeah, that was just really bad luck. Yeah, now we're gonna Star Force, Mega Man, Raiden, Coattails, Pokemon. Yeah, I know that like the initial Battle Network just had the one game, but then they eventually, and like a lot of games did this. They're like, we'll sell two versions. It's the blue one and the white one. All right. Discreet sign on the wall reads, Lair of the Evil Wizard Wordna. Office hours 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. by appointment only. The wizard is in. Okay. So one last thing I need to check on, which is I need to make sure that we have room. 7 out of 8, 7 out of 8. You hold a maximum of 8 items. So Jum and Jeremy can hold an item. Silas can hold an item. Dumb Drum can hold an item. Judd can hold an item. But everyone can hold an item. Okay. That's good. Because if you defeat Wordna and nobody who is alive, they have to be alive, nobody who's alive can hold an item. Wordna is permanently dead, but the amulet is just gone apparently. Which can happen, so I need to make sure because these guys have a lot of equipment. What's up, Joshua? How's it going? Unfortunately, Joshua, you were part of the backup squad that I sent in just as a just-in-case measure. I thought I can leave my main party right outside the final boss, go back to the backup party. I'll send them all in right behind them. I couldn't even get close. And unfortunately, we got caught by a breath attack. You got wiped out and I could not resurrect you. You were buried in the ground. So you aside from the many battles that were mostly off the stream where I rose you to level 13, you were amongst the most powerful mages on the team, just immediately wiped off the map. I spent a bunch of time trying to get that backup squad in there for nothing, all for nothing. They want, like, if this party dies and I want to recover anything, they have to go back there anyway. I think if this party dies, that's just it, because I'll have to get a new mage going too and get everybody ground back up and go back to grinding equipment. So one way or the other, it's going to end today, hopefully in victory. It all depends. Last time, I think we tried it in an alternate universe, because I reverted that save. We tried it, and even though they got the drop on us, we came close. We came close to defeating Wordna, but we just couldn't get it over the finish line. Maybe we'll do it this time, or maybe not. Some people have more hit points, but our agilities are low. So our speed in combat is not great. And that was the big failing of the backup crews, that We were, even with Joshua had 18 agility and Joshua still couldn't go faster than some of the enemies. Seems like I would die in a real fantasy setting, coming all powerful around wizard that just die off screen, nobody's watching. Yeah, it was very unfortunate. Like we were going through, we were doing okay. And then I took a fight that I thought we could take, and they threw like 2 or 3 spells at us before I could act. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it was just one. They hit us with a bunch of AoE spells, just chewed through the back half of the party. Went back to town, and you just rolled very unfortunately, because it's a random roll based on your vitality, whether or not you get resurrected. And unfortunately, you turned to ash, and then Cadorto couldn't bring you back. It was very unfortunate. I'm also dead. Yeah, so now Joshua joins Utter Chaos and Flash as the permadead. I'm going to take a very quick break here. I'm going to scope on Arthur real quick before I jump into what may be the final battle. Also got to freshen my beverage up. The bestest hobbit is the deadest hobbit. Unfortunately. Icons of Bomberman characters in the Battle Network Star Force. A Bomberman ends up traveling from Planet Bomber to Earth. I never know where Bomberman takes place, because I always assumed they're on Earth until the later ones explicitly show other planets. I don't know what kind of crossover they would have, especially not with where the companies are now. Anyway, I'll be back very shortly. We will take on and hopefully survive and win and not just die horribly the final battle with Wordna. We'll see if we succeed for ultimate triumph. And I return in just a few moments. Stay tuned. Play Bomberman. I did play the first Bomberman for NES as the post-stream game for a little while. I finished that. Eventually we'll do the second one. Probably, if I can ever find the time, just do one long stream of all the Super Bomberman games, because they're not super long. Bomberman X Castlevania. It'd be a very weird crossover. All right. Well, this is it. Let's get in there and see if we can defeat Wordna. Well, so let's see what happens. Future video called The Lore of Mega Man Fully Charged. Oh no. I don't know enough about it. I will watch that because I don't know a lot about Fully Charged. I'm interested. I am interested in this. All right. Here we go. A lot of it comes down to whether we surprise them or they surprise us, or it's just a straight fight. I was all building to this. Let's get in there. Oh, we surprised them. Okay. We have Man in Robes was Wordna, the Vampire Lord, and more vampires. Oh my god, I don't know who the two unseen entities are. I'm used to just Man in Robes and Vampire. Okay. The fighters. Fight the Man in Robes for all you're worth. Now we'll try to dispel the Vampire Lord with Silas. And try to dispel vampires. I'm gonna spell the 4 vampires and we'll worry about, I don't know what the 2 unseen entities are. I'm terrified of that now because I don't know what they are. We'll see if this dispel works. Do I have any items that I can use? No, not really. All right, let's see here. Dispelled 1 monster. Dispelled 4 monsters. Okay, that's real good because we cleared a lot of those guys out. All right. Now we just got to wail on him as hard as we possibly can. For right now, we're going to throw the most powerful spells we can. One. That's for undead. No, let's try a different one. Memorless. Let's see if we can get their AC down. Macanito's not going to do it. And tilt-away. Now, this is just a matter of who goes first, because Wordna could throw a tilt-away at us and wipe half the team out right now. Wordna took 72 from that. Wordna tried to use... Oh no, Silas got drained 2 levels. Oh, the Molotov. From the vampire. Oh, the vampire's dead. 1 vampire down. Silas has lost levels. No, Ryan. It's Memorless. Memorless. Final boss. Yep, this is it. All right. Wordna took a big hit from that. Okay. I can throw more Malikto out. I need to get that vampire out of here. I need to get vampire completely out of here before it throws more out. I'm gonna throw another Malikto and hope we survive. Ambush the vampire. Get that vampire out of here. Can you dispel that vampire? Judd, please dispel that. Let's throw another while we're still alive. Let's tilt-away it out there. Wordna took another 43. Vampire's gone. Judd dispelled it. Wordna's killed! Everybody lived. Silas got drained a couple levels, but that's fine. We lived. We beat Wordna down. Wordna normally has really high spell resistance, so it's amazing that every one of those spells got through. And the dispel worked on those vampires. In a lot of versions, dispel is not nearly as reliable, but every time we tried to dispel, we knocked those vampires out, which saved us so much trouble. You saw that one vampire hit us with that spell. There was a master vampire, kind of anticlimactic. That's because we surprised them. In my view, is if you surprise them, there's a pretty good chance you're gonna kick their ass. If they surprise you, you're probably gonna die. And if no one gets surprised, it's a coin toss. So now we have defeated Wordna. It's not quite over yet. Look, we only got 3,200 experience. I fought crap walking here on this level that gave me more experience than this guy. And we found the amulet, and Silas got it. And here we are. we're just kind of here now. There's no door out. There's no way out of here. Like at all. So that's where we have to rely on spells. Now, we didn't leave any gas in the tank for Ben to cast Malor to get us out of here. But we do have the amulet. which will take us out of here, which brings us to the map. So we are at 17-4. So we want to go west 17. This could kill us. And we want to go up 9. North, we should not move anywhere. Let's go to level 1, make sure the north of a 1. That should put us in the entry hallway. Teleporting is the only chance we have. This should take us up to level 1 in the entrance hallway. Fingers crossed. We made it. There's the final exit. I don't know why there's that plus. Maybe because of the level drain. Oh no, because we've got the amulet and then being healed. That's why Silas is at full health. Congratulations! You have recovered the amulet and passed the Overlord's test. As a reward, the Mad Overlord has granted you 50,000 gold points and 50,000 experience points. That's probably not even enough for like maybe Dum levels. I really think that'll get us halfway to a level. I don't think we'll even get 1 level out of that. I would keep that item. There are techniques to keep the item. There are techniques to keep the item, which is essentially you just never bring the item back. You always have someone in the dungeon hanging out with the amulet. So you send everyone else back to town and leave that person holding the amulet in the dungeon so you can keep going back around farming for other stuff and leveling up even higher. He has also inducted you into his elite guard, wear the chevron of rank with honor. Another thing that happens in the original game, and this is an option you can turn off in the remake, is that, and this is the reason why people don't come back and hand over the amulet until they've fiddled with stuff, because once you join the honor guard, they take all of your equipment away. So anything your characters have equipped when you leave the dungeon with the amulet gets stripped away. And so in the original, you would have someone hanging out on level 1 that you'd have like people holding all of the equipment, and then you'd send the party up with no equipment but the amulet, turn it in, and then send them back down to pick up all their equipment with. So you could keep your high level stuff. I don't know why. I have no idea why they do that. This game, I don't believe, does it. I think we'll keep all of our equipment. There's, I believe, Trebor is wearing a chest plate with, I think, his face on it. Thanks for the help. Now I will monk you. Well, they don't call him the Mad Overlord for nothing. Programmed by Gung Ho. You notice that the reprogrammed by Gung Ho. You notice that name. I don't think that's a translation group, because like most of the game was already in English. You could set the option. There's just some stuff that wasn't. Which is the same for like the Famicom versions. You can get the Japanese version and play it in English. PlayStation version as well. It's only had a Japanese release, but you can switch it over to English. I don't think everything is, but I think enough is. I love this name in the credits. Mary. Oh no! I don't want to say it like that because it's got that little heart symbol on it. It's Jun Swimmy monster design. That's right. It's very good stuff. And Kentaro Haneda sound I really enjoyed. And there was an English market for it. Some of it was that, I mean, these were American games brought to Japan, and there were people who had played the English version of it who didn't want to It's kind of like when they bring Japanese games to the US and they give you the option to keep the Japanese audio. Because there's people who bought it that are like, I would rather have the original Japanese voice acting, thank you. But Wizardry is an American game series that retained greater popularity in Japan. Like, it was very popular in the US, but it remained popular in Japan for longer than it has in the US. So there's a number of like Japan only releases. I live, you do. What's your proving grounds with the Mad Overlord? The end. They don't even heal us up here. All right, let's take a look. Everyone still has the equipment except for the amulet. The amulet is gone. And nobody leveled up from that. Still need 260,000 experience, 70,000 experience, 250,000 experience, 52,000 experience, 287,000 experience, 80,000. The closest to leveling was Jum Jum, and it still was only half the XP. And I don't know if that's 50,000 per person or 50,000 total split 6 ways, which is really not that much. Let's start part 2 with the same party. So in this version, I don't believe you carry over the same party to part 2. I believe that in this version, you play the descendants of your party. So what now? Well, we can go back down in the dungeon and search for more loot. I'm pretty sure we can't fight Wordna again. I'm fairly certain that's that. I'm gonna heal everybody though. Yeah, well, not even really that hurt that bad, all things considered. I think the only real damage they did was that one vampire, which is crazy because Wordna could cast Tilt-Away, which can do like up to 100 points of damage, which would have killed most of the party, especially after Silas got level drained. Silas got drained 2 levels from that, and there's no fixing that. So Silas lost some HP. Now, the good thing is, at the very least, we should be able to get Silas back up to triple digits, but second place for most deaths. Yeah, let's take a look at this. 11 deaths for Jum with 447 kills. 794 kills for Jeremy with 11 deaths. 444 kills for Silas, 13 deaths. 37 kills for Jum Jum with 8 deaths. 572 kills for Judd for 20 deaths. And 409 kills for Ben with 26 deaths. Ben has to have the highest amount of deaths in the party. But all it would have taken was like one different move from there. There was a point where I think one of the only attacks that Wordna threw at us was Zilwan. Zilwan is, I don't even know why he has the spell or why he casts it on us. Because unless I'm mistaken, Zilwan only damages undead. So it's like, I don't know, could we have a vampire in our party somehow? Let's do it in part 2, like DLC. So it's pretty much just like DLC. Wizardry 1, 2, and 3 are basically like 2 and 3 are just like new maps, essentially. Not much really changed. In fact, I don't think anything changes in the game besides the dungeons. And that they didn't get a new engine. There wasn't like a graphic overhaul. There wasn't any of that stuff. Originally, part 2 was a lot more difficult. Because you had to start off with, it was intended to bring characters over who had defeated Wordna. So you had to start off with higher level characters. This version rebalanced it, but there's other stuff different with this too. New weapons and loot. I don't think there's any new weapons or loot. I don't think there's anything new or different. I could be wrong. There could be some different equipment, but like most of it is the same. I'll have to get some DQ. Thanks for the stream. All right. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for dropping in. Good to see you. Enjoyed that DQ. Let's move characters over. Yeah, so I wanna look at these guys real quick here. Ryan only died 3 times. Ryan still got 486 kills. 128 for Justin. 0 deaths. I think Justin is the only person who hasn't died a single time. Up to level 13. 12 kills for Jay, 3 deaths. Primo died once, 86 deaths. Most of these are like grinding on the ghost, grinding on Murphy's ghost, so it's not surprising. It's surprising how many times they have died, considering that. So originally, we'll change the scenario here. Originally, with Wizardry, you had a character disc, and you would use that to all your characters would be saved to that. And when you started Wizardry 2, you would load in your character disc. And this isn't actually Wizardry 2, Legacy of Lil Gammon. That's not actually Wizardry 2. This is actually the second one, which I'll come back to that. And so Knight of Diamonds required a certain level. I forget which level, but it was somewhere between 13 and 17. Your characters had to be like level 13 to 17 in order to start the adventure. And so everything starts out appropriately leveled for characters who are, above level 10. We'll just say that. Who are higher level characters. You do not want to start with level 1 characters in the second game. And when they released in Japan, due to the time frame of when they released, they actually got the third game before the second game. And so on the Famicom, and then this is a port from the Famicom version, they kept the numbering the same. For these, they also have changed. I don't know about the Famicom, but I know for this version, they've rebalanced these so that you can start with level 1 characters. On the Famicom, there was, I believe in the NES version, I don't believe there's any way to bring characters over. On the Famicom, though, there is the Turbo File, which is an accessory that ASCII made that would allow you to transfer saves through the expansion port on the Famicom. And then you could use that to transfer characters between Wizardry 1, 2, and 3 on the Japanese releases. US release doesn't support any of that. And also there's a bug in there where armor doesn't work. So it makes those versions kind of rough to play. The PlayStation version of Wizardry 1, 2, and 3 puts them in the right order, and I believe it does retain the original difficulty, so I think you do transfer your character straight over from one to the next. Let's go to what they call Wizardry 2 on this. And let's see what we get from this scenario. Oh, it's got different music too. Well, maybe not. I mean, it's a little bit different, right? It sounded a little bit different. Excuse me? Excuse me? I need to go to options, I guess. Okay. There is options because they still have the option. Let me make sure I check these characters. Break is over. All right, Joshua, thanks for dropping by. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully it goes well. I'm just going to scope this out. There we go. Film maze, high command. put that on number. That's what I like. That's what I'd like to see. Okay. There we go. So yeah. Here's our level 1 characters. Well, they do have different equipment. It's named differently. Whether or not it actually means anything different, I doubt it. We've got a heater shield and a hauberk. Broadsword, the mace. It probably just amounts to the same. What kind of spells these mages got? Yeah, I don't think the magic really changes until like 5. Nope, none of them are here. So your characters, none of your stuff carries over. I don't know if you could bring characters over from the turbo file. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to the first one. Hopefully the characters are still there. Okay, they're still there. Yeah, it is very different. So I don't think the turbo file makes a difference. It shouldn't, because it's all in the same cart. So I probably I got like a weird cramp in my leg. Oh my god. Oh, that hurt. I didn't really hurt. That was just very uncomfortable. Just moved and got like a weird cramp in my leg here. I'm dying. That's what's happening. My body is falling apart. Jeez. Let me stretch my leg out here for a sec. It went away for a second, and then it was like, I'm not done yet. I'm not done ruining your life. All right. Find out how to position my leg so it's not flipping out on me here. Ooh. I don't know what I did. I already did take a break and move around. I just came back from that. Oh man. What a feeling. I just need to keep it like stretched out here. It's like when I move it in a specific spot. Ooh. That never happens to me. Oh, my body's failing. What I was gonna say is I probably won't return to the Super Famicom version. So it'll take me a while to come back to Wizardry, because I'm probably going to shift to the PlayStation version so that I can experience the difficulty of the original by dragging characters over from the first one. I need to confirm that actually happens, and I'm not going to waste my time. But that is another one that I can play on my handheld emulator device for like 20 minutes as I go to sleep. So that's probably what I'll be doing for the next while. I will have characters named the same. I will do my best to bring characters of the same name back, to check out, to try and return them. With the toughest of Wizardry. It's not even so much the difficulty, although I do like that. I do feel better if I overcome great difficulty than an easier version for the most part. I mostly just want to actually bring the characters over and not just rename them, Like, I actually want them to be there. More so than just like, oh yeah, I guess they just kind of, it's just the name. They're there in name only. Did you beat Word? I did. We were able to defeat him Nobody else died. Let me get my controller. What is this not plugged in? I don't know, my my game controller, like the receiver, hasn't been plugged in for I don't know how long here. I want to open up the PC version and show that. I'm getting sick of this game. No, it needed to end, is what I'll say. Like, the game needed to end just because, like, it's been 13 streams, and it's at a point where I would just be fighting the same enemies, like, over and over and over again to grind stuff back up. And I don't think people will really wanted to see that. Let's see here. Did I really have one of these? Maybe I just made a generic thing. Bum, bum, bum. The name, the executable name is Murphy Win64 shipping, which is very funny to me. Let's make that a little bit smaller so you can actually see what's happening there. Let's get rid of you. Where are you? There we go. Okay. Nope. Nope. Did that not get rid of it? It should have. Maybe it's just because. There we go. Okay. So just to show, we can beat it in this too. I can give it a shot. So this is the recent remaster. Remake is better, a better call for it. I do have some issues with it. The RNG feels like not properly random, and there's some niceties, some options you can set in this. So we can go to the old school options. Starting attribute points. You can have set points. You can roll. There's different ways. You can point by. The age is like Vim, which never really became an option. Staying at the inn. I would lose some Vim, but everyone's still like, 90s. There's different inns. Different things you can only do in camp. You can build a recover. Yeah. So turn a lot of the stuff in. Temple design lets you recover from level drain. Character recruiting. So if your character dies and you don't want to start over from 1, you can go just buy a character. You can recruit a higher level character. Normally you would lose gear at the end of the game. This lets you keep that. You can turn off aging from inns, which is why I always stayed in the stables, so nobody would age. There's different map options you can set. I really like these conversation hints. Bad stuff on party wipes. That's if everyone dies in the dungeon. Some of them may be gone. I turn that off. Surprise round casting. Enemies and players unable to cast surprise rounds. When enabled, they can. It's a double-edged sword. Sometimes it's nice to be able to cast in surprise round, unless you're being surprised, in which case you're going to get burned alive, and it's awful. The original game did not have all of the Haman results. Or they didn't all work. Now they do. I don't know this bug. Some gold cannot be evenly distributed after an encounter will be given to the party member with the least gold. The remainder will be discarded. Yeah. So this is the Superman 3 fix, where it just rounds money out and throws it away. The hide and ambush action, which I want to say was 5, was the first game that had that. Otherwise, rogues couldn't really do anything. They have this whole enemy inspection system. There's a lot of stuff you can change in this. You also have this bestiary, which is kind of neat. I'm probably missing stuff. I'm not making a big deal out of it. Open trait guide. Like, I would like to be able, I can't like rotate these guys, kind of bummer, but the creature designs in this are really nice. What's up, Petals? How's it going? Each playful different. Yeah, I mean, it's nice that you have the options to turn things on or off, so it doesn't just force you to accept changes. We love throwing money away. I don't. These gas clouds. Creeping coin. I don't know. It's a question mark. I guess I didn't learn enough about him. These were also like really awesome encounters at lower levels for experience because they really don't hurt you at all until you get into a fight with like 100 of them, and it just takes forever. Ninjas, bunnies. This is the capybara. It's very cute. Giant toad. Let's get to something crazy here. Puppies, dragon puppies. These guys, I think they can petrify you, but it's never happened to me. Ever. These guys are rough because they cast spells. They'll mess you up. Look at this guy. Look at this life stealer. It's pretty rough. Pet those slimes before they evolve. They're gonna cause us trouble. Too much teeth in that, and that's you know, in the after all the makeup's gone. They're rough. They level drain. They're nightmares. Wyverns ain't nothing. Cool armor. He's very angry. Fire giants aren't very difficult, at least in this version. Master. How high up in those Murphy's Ghost is, because you encounter him a bunch in 10. Was there a ninja? Yeah, there's ninjas. We fought a lot of ninjas. They can decapitate you. Ninjas are extremely dangerous. Yeah, you can become a ninja. You can become a ninja. In fact, maybe I'll make one of my characters a ninja in this just to see, although we don't have cool ninja weapons. Frost giants are worth a lot of experience, and they're easy to kill. And of course they barely show up. This guy, like, he always shows up like leading a bunch of ninjas, and he dies extremely quickly. He ain't nothing, man. Demon. These guys look horrible. They look like something from a FromSoft game, just like cleaned up a little bit. This is the Raver Lord. I don't know. Is it Raver like raving mad? I don't know what the Raver is. I don't know if he's got glow sticks in there or what. The High Master, which I guess is the Supreme Ninja, also pathetically low hit points. Poison Giant touched by Nurgle. They sure look like it. Nope, my mouse is, I guess, stuck in the game. Yeah, I like the creature designs. These guys, they got, I don't know what, they have mass attacks, and they're very damaging. They have a solid amount of hit points too. They also like are supposed to have like that treasure type T is supposed to be like really good stuff. I never see anything good from them. I think that might be, I don't know if that's Wordna. That's Wordna. So we killed Wordna so fast we didn't even get him ID'd. So I don't have Wordna in the group. That's very funny. Let's see how quickly we can get down in there. I don't think, is pocket sand? Yeah, these are ham fist chum beads. Pocket Sand, Papers, and Smoky. This is actually my second party. Everybody died, and there was no recovering them. Yeah, I got the Thieves Dagger. We don't need this. This is just junk. I just got this junk here. Neutral plate. Yeah, so our equipment's a little bit better in this. So this is the party. So you have your choice of different portraits. What's funny about the portraits are, like, you could have a dwarf and just give him a gnome portrait or a human portrait, whatever. The game doesn't care. It separates them, but you can just put whatever portrait. And a lot of the pre-generated characters would be like, they're an elf. And they'll have, like, a dwarf portrait. Like, oh, okay. So it's Hamfist. Hamfist the fighter. There's Chum. We used to have another fighter. She died horribly. Speeds. Pocket Sand is our goods thief. Papers and Smoky. They're pretty powerful. They're pretty juiced up. Let's we'll do the usual. One nice feature of this that I don't think you have any choice on, and I don't know if this was how it was originally or what. The keys, they go into, like, nobody has to carry keys. They go into a key item slot, and then they're always there. So no one else has to go get a set of keys. They're just taken care of, which is nice. Because that did die a couple times on the Super Famicom version and have to go back and get keys back again. Every time I hear Smokey, I think of Friday. You know this man. Oh yeah, I should mention, even though he just acted very slowly. So if you watch the damage numbers, like, they're not super impressive, and they do all seem lower than the Super Famicom version. And it's especially wild to me because we have the Vorpal Blade, which is originally called the Blade Cuisinart, but they had to stop that because of copyright. They can't call it that because people own the name Cuisinart. I don't know who owns that now. But it's meant to be like a very powerful weapon. But it's got a good bonus to hit, minimum of 10 points of damage, but like a lot of times it doesn't seem that impressive. 5 level 10 fighters. Yo! Let's get their armor way down here. Yeah, but you can't speed through the fights. There is an option to speed up fights but it requires you to, like, have learned everything there is to learn about the enemies, which is there. I haven't learned. There's 3 different tiers of knowledge to speed it up, which is that. But it didn't seem like it really made it that much faster, and then it bugged out several times, and I was just stuck in a fight staring at someone like nobody was taking their turn. So it's not perfect. But think about, like, on the previous version I was just playing, I would just be spamming the button to, like, race through this fight as quickly as possible. It's like every fight takes longer. Which is a little frustrating. How's the volume on this? I think it's an okay level. I don't want any of these chests. I'm not gonna worry about any of these chests. Also, like, the chute is, like, plainly visible. It's not hidden in the ground. Can't increase the speed of the battle. Yeah, that is, like, one of the big complaints of this is that you can't really speed stuff up. And they added that option in, like, a later update to increase the speed of fights to get, like, turbo mode. But, like, it skips some animations, but everything still takes forever. comparatively. Turn it up. I can turn it up. Turn it up. I don't know if that's good. It needs to go more. I had that for the level of the. I don't want to fight you. I want to fight this priest. Oh, another thing this game does is if everyone was targeting one enemy and the enemy died, they wouldn't change targets, and they will change targets now. So if we kill this priest, everyone who was targeting the priest will target the next enemy, which is helpful. That does help with the fight, so we don't waste energy. And also, if the enemy dies before someone casts a spell, I don't believe it counts it against you. The spell doesn't still go off. So there's just like a lot of little stuff that is, you know, nice little changes that will make it a bit easier to get through. But as I play it, I just wonder, like, that's all nice, but I feel like it's a kind of game that only attracts people who want a hard time. And if you want it to be, I'm not saying this to be mean, like you should want it to be difficult, but I feel like it doesn't change enough because the core gameplay is still like, you know, the old version, right? Which you can see in the corner there, that white outline, that's the original version that's running in the background of this, which is pretty funny. So while I like the graphical improvements and stuff, I feel like it just doesn't, I don't know how much this really attracts like a new audience for it. Because you can play like dungeon crawlers like this now that are probably like, will feel way newer than this. Oh no. Okay, didn't breathe on us. Oh, my arm's going so slow today. Running some new blood. Yeah. I wonder, like, anytime I see games like this, I'm just always wondering, like, who exactly is this for? Because there's people who enjoyed the original who probably like the niceties of this. And there's people who haven't played them who I think might just be like, might just leave you wondering, like, why? A lot of anime dungeon crawlers. Yeah. Well, it was like, it's a genre that seems like it retained more popularity in Japan than in the US. I'll just leave it at that. Oh, wow. I'm glad that High Priest didn't throw any spells at us. Get him! Yeah, so 56 is about like the highest I see him do with that Vorpal blade. And I swear I was seeing like more than that, like 70, 80 points of damage was kind of normal for the equivalent fighter, Jeremy, in the other version. So like the numbers, I think the way they calculated things was different. But you look on the stats, you've got 18 strength, 18 vitality, 18 agility, 18 piety, 18 vitality, 18. Basically everyone's got 18 vitality and 18 agility. So we go fast and we have good hit points. Look at the hit points on our mages, right? Compared to that 82 points on the thief, 70 points and 71 points for the mages, same level. That's all from that vitality. So like they're way more powerful just by not completely randomizing the stats. So we never lose stats. We only gain, and then you pick where they go. So yeah, it allowed me to make these characters way more powerful. Go on, say character sheet. Character sheet would be accurate. Well, this is all based on tabletop, you know, D&D. Yep. And that's the stuff that like Just waiting for the animation, like, oh, it just kind of drags on there. I turn on the fast combat, but I don't know if we'll see how much it speeds up. Yeah, we just don't get animation, but it just looks weird. I feel like when you turn on the fast animation, it's just more likely to break, like the fast fight. It just feels like they just turned the train up faster than it's meant to go and then unbolted the wheels and said good luck. Damn it. The four Murphy's ghosts. It's just a waste of time. That's all this is a waste of time. Well, let's drag their armor class down. These guys in this version, they're way more resistant to spells. But they are fun. Like when they die, they have a neat little animation when they die. Their attack is fun. It's like they transform. They're kind of like the librarian in Ghostbusters. Like they look fairly normal until they ghost out, and then they look really messed up. Get him! I just can't seal the deal. Finish him already. I like the backdrops are pretty neat, and there's some variety there. They're not all the same thing. The background for the fights. Yeah, look at his very long death animation. And now we wait. The spells look, yeah, I mean it looks nice. The effects are nice. It definitely it definitely communicates information to you better, right? Like the spells tell you what they do when you select the spells, so it's easier to like just look at it and pick what spells you want. You don't have to memorize what the spell functions are. And more than that, like it tells you like the damage in terms of like the dice. Like this does 66 damage. This does, 1d6 plus 5 damage. So it's a lot clearer what's happening like behind the scenes. You're dead. And then you can just bring up. You can bring the original up too if you really want to see that. You can make it big. And you can go away completely. He never gives treasure. I keep it around. But they say basically like the original code is running in the background. Throw that outside cat food before the raccoons get it. Oh yeah, you don't want that. Vampires. No, I don't like these. I don't like vampires. I don't like him. Uh-oh. All right, one's down. Let's make it ugly. Oh, good. Oh, no. Well, that's not that much damage. Throw your damn spells at me. It's fine. We'll be fine. All right, and we're here. That was quick. Yeah, it's a bit less tense. Player of the Evil Wizard Wordna. Office hours 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. by appointment only. The wizard is in. All right, let's do a little bit of healing here. I think I might have some potions too. How many do I got left? 2 more. All right. Nope, that's the wrong one. Yep. Use up the potions. 1 more. Okay. I'm gonna get more. Whoa, 1 more on Hand Fist. Okay. It's probably as good as we're gonna get here. All right, let's see Wordna. Let's see if I can actually get a look at him this time. We'll see if we live or die. Could go either way. 3 vampires, 1 frightening creature, 1 robed man. I'm not even gonna try with the dispel because it doesn't really, I don't feel it really works. We got the Vampire Lord, but I do want to focus the attacks on Wordna here. Let's get the big spells out. You can hide in the shadows. You can inspect Wordna. No, I'm just gonna hide in the shadows. And then throw the big spells out. I don't think Smokey's got Tilt-A-Wait. Smokey does not. So Smokey is instead going to cast Mass Epic. I could try and Zilwan them. In fact, I think I will try to Zilwan this dude here. We're gonna get hit hard because all of those 3 vampires back there can cause big damage. Well, we'll see. They look fancy. They're fancy lads. All right, everybody took a little bit of damage there before they Tilt-A-Wait. Took out the Vampire Lord. Oh my God. Wow, this is bad. What the hell happened? Let's see here. God, that was major damage. Yeah, so Wordna, unlike the last one, Wordna cast Tilt-A-Wait. 85 damage to Ham Fist, 84 damage to Chums, 87 damage to Beads, 68, 88 to Papers, 95 Smokey. The vampire cast Mahalito. The other vampire cast Mahalito. Yeah, right. No, even where we were at, just because I couldn't get rid of the vampires fast enough because their spell resistance actually resisted the spells. I don't think I don't have anything I can use here. Like, there's no way I'm gonna get out of this. That's it. They're dead. Now they're all down there. And all of their stuff is there. And I could go down and recover their bodies. But there would be no way out. There's no way out of there. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So yeah, that's Wizardry. That's how it could have gone. And that's with the characters like arguably way more powerful, better equipment, more powerful, but a lot of stuff works differently in that version. Yeah, if Wordna, particularly the vampires, if they resist the spells, they don't take damage. I can't dispel them as easily. The chance of success is much lower. That's it. When we beat Wordna before the Super Famicom version, he cast useless spells and didn't do much of anything. But other times when I fought him, he casts Tilt-A-Wait and just kills almost everybody. Because it does up to 100 points of damage. You saw those rolls were all like, 70 to 80 points. And, you really got to be like extremely high level for people to survive that. Even then, like we had really good hit point rolls for the wizards with the highest possible vitality. They're still sub 100 at level 13. So yeah, it's not like it's funny because when you beat stuff in Wizardry, it's almost never like we barely got through that. You either make it look like there was no chance you were going to lose or you get wiped out. There's like no in between. You either wipe them out handily or they crush you at the higher level. It's crazy. Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the remake well enough. Like I said, I've got some complaints with it, but it was nice playing that on the Steam Deck and just going through it. I'll bring all those characters back because I copied the save before, so I can just go back on that. That's a neat thing. You can just make copies of your save and just mess around. But I have other people in the party that might survive enough to get down there. Based on previous fights, they're probably outside the door. I could probably find them anywhere in that section of the map. The problem is that somebody would have to teleport out. Although we do have the helmet, so I could teleport some people out. I could probably pick up everyone but one person and then have them teleport out with that helmet, and then try and bring them back and see who survives. So yeah, there's always a way around it. There's always ways out in theory, or you just start a new part and leave them dead there. There were some dead people lying about from previous rescue crews that I just never recovered. It's good times. All right, well, it's a little bit shorter, but that was Wizardry. That was Wizardry 1 on the Super Famicom. I really enjoyed that version. I think that it was slightly easier than the other version of Wizardry I played here. So it's probably a slightly easier experience, maybe a little bit friendlier than the OG, which I never got past level 1. Everyone just got died. What's next for Sunday Grind? Why is it King's Quest? I don't know if King's Quest will be on the Sunday Grind because it's more of like an adventure game. I think. Am I wrong? So it's more of like a regular weekday thing. I think that it shows OG Apple II version. Yeah. That version just wrecked me. Making a joke for Brutal Sierra games. Yeah. And the next Sunday Grind, which I don't think will be this upcoming Sunday, because that's the 4th of July weekend, and I don't think I will be, even though the 4th is on Saturday, I don't think I'll be available on Sunday next week. So no Sunday Grind next week. The next Sunday Grind will probably just be looking at games that we already played and talking about them, and then talking about games I'm going to play in the future. So Sunday Grind 50 is just going to be like a retrospective kind of thing, and then we'll check out some other games that are coming in the future. So I won't totally start something next time on Sunday, but we will like look at that. Demo stream could be because I've like a billion RPGs, and so like I'm right now I'm still picking like older stuff because the Sunday Grind isn't just like RPGs. It's games that have a lot of grinding involved. There's different measures of that. It doesn't necessarily have to be an RPG, but the oldest RPGs are usually the grindiest ones. And I have a lot of like Japanese only releases that have fan translations that I want to check out. The fishing game, the River King. Yeah, River King has some sequels, some of which were released in the US, some which have fan translations. So that's not the last time we'll see fishing on Sunday. Right now, I think the next game that I will start on Sunday will probably be the first Phantasy Star on the Sega Master System. That one I will play like the Switch Sega Ages release, but not with like the fancy options turned on, except for the music, because they added the music in that for the original Japanese version, because the Japanese version of the system had an optional audio add-on that the US didn't get, so you could get some snazzier audio for a few games on the Japanese version. But I want to get into that because that's the I guess the trifecta of games that I think of for a lot of my earlier era of RPGs is Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, and Phantasy Star. Even though Phantasy Star just has like the 4 mainline games and then it diverges into other stuff. But I always want to play through all of Phantasy Star, the series. So start off with the online version of PS2. Oh, I know not a lot about that series. I have like a real soft spot in my heart for that series because of the people involved in the background of creating Phantasy Star. Let me pull up the name. Phantasy Star. I also like the original Phantasy Star. Has a lot of stuff that like were kind of like cool progressive ideas for the time. Like the main character is a woman and not like a helpless woman. Like she's the main character of it that's going to like avenge her brother. The people she teams up with are very interesting. It was Reiko Kodama did a lot of work on it, also known as Phoenix Rie. Big fan of hers. And she's one of like the first like big successful names for women in video games. Really cool person. She sadly passed away in 2022. But yeah, she employed by Sega from 1984 until her death. And I believe she worked on the Phantasy Star Sega Ages release. Reiko Kodama is very cool. So I'm excited to check out on that stuff. Star Ocean, the 3D ones, Final Fantasy, sci-fi stuff. Yeah. They're like, for most of the time, you're just walking around with swords and beating on animals. And then you get in a spaceship and go to a desert planet and walk around with swords and beat on animals. So they're pretty cool. I know, like, famously, like, there's like demo artwork. I think it's even in the opening of like Phantasy Star 4, where one of the characters has this big robot claw, and they're like, we just put it in because it looked cool. The character never has that. That never appears in the game. It just looked neat. And they're like, I don't know why we did that, but it looked neat. So it is what it is. But yeah, that's what I'm planning for the 50th. One, because I couldn't think of any game that I could. There wasn't any game I wanted to start on 50. There's not a game that I could just play only on 50. So we'll just look back at the stuff we did before. Who's up right now that I knows that's doing stuff? Is it? No, that was. I think he just uploaded that. I was going to read. Was Anadella? Is Anadella still alive? Anna's still alive. Anadella is playing Deltarune. I had to double check because you mentioned a character from the other game, Undertale. Corporate Raiders. I don't think I forgot to announce it, but yesterday we played Mecha Chameleon, which was very fun. It's like a hide and seek game. Stream tomorrow at 2 p.m. Yes. Tomorrow. I still haven't had the time to actually sit down and do schedules and stuff. I will get back to that eventually. Tomorrow at 2, I will be back with the Dagger of Amun-Ra, the second Laura Bow. 2 of 2 Laura Bow mysteries. This one's a little bit different. It's more point and clicky and less text interpreter. In fact, I don't think it does text interpretation at all. Oh no, wait, never mind. Why? What's going on? Oh, it doesn't conflict. Okay. All right. And then Wednesday, we're going to check out Darkfall 2. I forget what the subtitle is with that. But we checked it out somewhat on the last one. We got into a little bit, and I'll start that one over. We'll see that stuff again. And then Friday, we're going to check out Belzarian for the 3DO. We checked that out in the demo one before. It's your robot cop, rock'em sock'em roboting and solving mysteries. So it's a lot of mystery solving stuff to game 3DS. No, Brenmo. Doesn't matter how many times you say it, it's not the 3DS. Although someday I'll plunk down the money for a 3DS capture and then throw some 3DS games on there, but not today because it's money I ain't got. All right, well, I posted a link. Well, you have to scroll up a little bit now for Anna Dallas playing Deltarune right now. I'm going to head out now and grab something to eat and hang out with Mr. Arthur.
Here I am!
Who's still as crazy as ever. He's a wild man, and I'm sure he's waiting for me. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me through all 13 episodes of Wizardry. It was quite a wild ride. I'm very glad we were able to defeat Wordna in the end, and I didn't just have to leave it with everybody dead. Sorry for those who died. Pour one out for Flash, Utter Chaos, and Joshua, whose characters were reduced to ash, never to return again. Very sad. But the Dream Team made it through, all alive. Well, I guess not really. The Dream Team would have included all of them, so part of it did. We mostly made it. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me as always, and I hope you'll drop back again for the next one. Until that time, so long, everybody. Bye-bye.
Go!